How to fall safely out of handstand. Let me give you a couple of pointers and tips that will keep you safe when learning handstand that, make it fun as well. So, one of the main things with handstand when you're learning it is that you need to have enough upper body strength to be able to support putting your whole body weight up onto your arms. So that's number one. If you attempt to do handstand without doing the prerequisite work required, to be able to stabilize your upper body or your whole body on your arms, then I suggest follow these three main drills first. Drill number one, downward dog. Down dog is the key to building a handstand. First, be able to hold body weight on your arms for like 2 to 3 minutes with your fingers separated. Drill number two, put hands on floor, lift knees, and build strength through holding your body weight on your arms. Be able to hold it for about 2 to 3 minutes. And drill number three, practice downward dog against the wall and put one foot on the wall, the other foot on the wall, and align your hips relatively above your hands and hit the timer on your alarm clock and try to hold this for 1 minute, 2 minutes, maybe even up to 3 minutes. Once you have the ability to hold your upper body strong like that and not be like shaking in your arms, then practicing handstand makes sense. Now, to be able to get up into a handstand, folks are often scared to kick up. Like, what happens if I fall? And that's a legitimate concern. Now, the first thing that often feels a little scary in relation to the fall is that here I put a cushion on the floor. At some point, before you would even want to attempt to try to do a handstand in the middle of the room, you would learn how to do a handstand with your feet on the wall. So in theory, you would want to be able to kick up onto the wall. And here I put a cushion under my head because what's dangerous is that if you start bending your elbows and you start falling here, the first thing you want to do is just kick off the wall. So what I would suggest doing is that when you notice your arms are starting to get really fidgety and or you notice that you're starting to lose it and you're bending your elbows, come down immediately. Don't hang on until you actually do come down on the top of your head. So that's really important. Let me show you again. So basically, I have a cushion here just in case, I'm kicking up. Now you might be asking, well, how do you even kick up like that? I can't do that. So what you're doing is you're going to put your hands on the floor. You have one foot is the spring and the other leg is the lever. What we're doing is we're trying to throw the lever up and push with the spring at the same time. So I do recommend, if you've never done this before, have someone assist you, someone who knows what they're doing, assist you in the ability to swing one leg up, touch the foot on the wall, and bring the other leg all the way up. That is a really good way to, first get acquainted with getting up in the air. So people master this. You've worked through all these drills, you have enough strength, and you're like, I want to be able to do a handstand in the middle of the room. But what if I kick up and I fall all the way over and land on my back or my head? I've seen it happen. So that's why let me give you a couple of tips now for how to fall. Now, the main thing that you do when you go up, what you do not want to do is kick up and then start to fall, freeze, and then fall flat on your back, right? If you were to kick up and go up into the handstand and then end up flipping all the way over. Now, some people, notice what I did is I did a spin twist. That is really the key right there. But I realized until you've learned that, until you practice that, you won't maybe do that automatically. So what I want you to do in the beginning is you put your hands on the floor, and I want you to be able to jump to one side, jump back, and jump to the other side. So if you can do this sort of action where you can go from the middle of your mat to jumping to one side or the other, that's more or less what happens. You're up in the handstand, you start to freak out. I think I'm going to fall. Now, the other thing to do is make sure you clear the whole area out that you're working, because if you fly off to the side, and also don't practice this if you have a yoga mat here a yoga mat here, and there's practitioners right beside you, because you could go up and you might kick them really hard. So that's important. Clear out your space. Make sure you're not going to hurt yourself or anyone else. A lot of this stuff seems so obvious, but I got to make sure I cover my bases, because maybe you're brand new to some of these concepts. I would just want to start laying down the tracks for you. All right, so what happens is I'm going up, and all of a sudden I think I'm going to fall. I'm taking the weight off of one arm and putting it on the other. What you want to do is just think, I'm going to keep one arm really stiff and the other elbow I'm going to bend, because watch, I'll try to do it slowly. I'll see if I can pull that off. All right, so I'm going to swing up. So first you start just testing the waters, doing a little jump, doing a little jump. Okay, now I'm going to attempt to go all the way up. So I swing up and I come down. Up and come down. I'm getting closer. Up and come down. I'm holding it longer. Up and I start to fall. What I did is I lifted one hand. I pulled one hand off the floor. You're basically going to be doing a one-handed handstand for a half a second. Because as soon as you remove one of the pillars of balance, the weight is going to transfer over to one side. Or if I held my right arm up and I just bend one elbow, I'm going to come over. So another way that you can practice this is if you come down on your hands and knees, practice imagining you're in handstand, and you take one hand up and keep the other arm straight. So let me turn it towards you so you can see. I'm holding them in my handstand. I lift one hand up and I fall over to that hand. Let me try the other side. You're probably always going to fall one way or the other. Like typically, there'll be this like cat-like reflex that you'll always end up going the same way every time. However, why not? Let's go ahead and train both sides so that you'll be very proficient. So I'm leaning, I have weight equal. I take one hand up, you'll feel your oblique muscles have to tighten to be able to do that. Like, right, to hold weight on one hand, right away, you can kind of feel the left side. I'm lifting my left hand. You can kind of feel that tightening. Or the right hand, if you notice that you're going to be using your core. So what we're trying to do is connect our kind of core engagement with that movement. So now I'm in a handstand. I lift one hand, I fall, I land, I reset. I'm going to do the other hand. I'm in a handstand. I'm going to fall. I lift one hand, I come down. So that's basically what's happening. I'll try to go slow again. It's kind of hard to slow the fall down, but I'll try so that I can point it out. I have both weight on my hands. I'm going up for the handstand. I am almost in the handstand. I am in the handstand. Not yet. I'm in the handstand. Not yet. All right, here we go. I'm in the handstand. I'm going to fall. I'm going to lift one hand. That wasn't so graceful. But you see, like what usually happens is the legs start, they start flailing all over the place. And so, yeah, let me try to break that down a little bit and think about that. Like, there is an element that when you are going up into handstand, the more you kind of like lock your legs into position, boom. Then if you go to come out, I'll try it. You go to go up, you lock in, you get them straight, and then I'm going to purposely try to just separate one leg off and go to the side that the leg I peel off is. So we're just paying attention. We're just watching. We're just kind of seeing like what's going to happen. We go up, we lock out. I'm going to take right leg and go to the right. So when I don't know if that was so graceful. So when we go to the right, I just took my pressure off of my right hand. Let me try that again. I'm going to separate my right hand. I'm going to lift my right hand. I'm going to separate my right leg. We go up, we lock it out. Whoop. We go up, we lock it out. Whoop. We go up, we lock it out, and right foot comes down. So that makes sense. The side that you're leaning to, in other words, the hand that you remove, is the leg that will likely be the one that lands on the floor. So you're going up, and whichever side you're falling, whichever leg is the one going down toward the ground first, that's the hand that's going to have the pressure coming off of. Does that make sense? So let me try to put that into relational terms down here on the knees, because I know this stuff, it's easy when you're doing it, but if you've never tried it, you're like, what the heck is going on? So I'm in a handstand. Now, if I put my knees together and I reach my right leg out, that would be the hand that I'd be moving, right? So if you're on your hands and knees and you reach your right leg out, your right hand would come over to the side too. So that's basically, if I go to my left side, I lift my left leg, my left hand would be coming over to the side. Let me turn towards you to show you. And if you have any questions, type them in the comment box and I'll answer them here when I'm done showing you this. So remember, your one arm straight, other arm releases, you fall over. So then the leg that's going off to the side, that's the side hand that's going to move. If you're a left-legged person that releases and you're going left, your left hand is going to move. So let me go ahead and do it one more time, and I think I got my point across, and hopefully this helps. If you have other ideas that work great for you, share them with me. This is a community. All right, so I go up, I go over, I take one hand up, and you fall to the side, and that's how you're not going to fall over onto your back. All right, did that make sense? Let me know. Website, nativeyogacenter.com, YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, you know the drill. All right, thanks so much. Have a great day.